everyone? Welcome to On Screen with D Harris. And right now, I got my man Te.Flourish.
I'm good, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
All right, man. Now, this guy, I've known you for all of your life, most of my life. This is my cousin, one of the upcoming executive producers coming straight out of Cleveland. Got a couple projects he's working on. But for those who aren't quite familiar with you, man, tell us a little bit of your background and, you know, where you grew up, how you grew up.
First of all, of course, Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised.
All right.
26 years been here.
It's a blessing.
Background, raised mostly by women. Beautiful thing they teach you. Love, respect, manners. From my generation where I was raised at.
Yeah, we ain't have a choice.
Yeah, we definitely have a choice. But just, manners, being respectful and things like that, and loyalty. So it was very easy. Not as rough. You see things, but never had the experience.
Yeah, that's one thing I credit our family for doing. Is they kept us. We knew exactly what was going on. We knew how to handle ourselves if something happened.
Right.
But we was kept out of the way of all that, which I definitely. You know, when you get older, you appreciate stuff like that.
And then I wouldn't even say it came circumstances to where it could have happened. I know personally to where I could do stuff like that, but my mental state was like either that's stupid or like no, I ain't with that.
And we was the type of kids, you know, we thought about the consequences.
Yeah, that too. It's like, dang, if I get caught, it's gonna kill me. So you know what? Y'all go ahead and do what y'all gonna do, and I'm gonna go do me.
Right. It's called staying out the way.
Right. I definitely thank God on that. Yeah, I stayed out the way a lot of that.
Now you did the college thing for a while. You even did some party promotion, but right now you didn't jump into music and all that. And how did you go from all right? I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna focus on what were you there for again?
Sports management.
Yeah, sports management. So like, how did you decide to go like I'm not gonna do sports management anymore? I'm gonna focus on this.
It was mostly because of when I was doing the party promotion. Shout out to Street Smarts, y'all the homies, Flaw Jones, Son, hey, everybody y'all know, Grady, Lottie, everybody that was a part of that JV, y'all know what's up. Shout out to y'all. But I started off with them, and it was kind of being in the music thing at the same time because it was an artist by the name of Grady Cup.
Okay.
And me and him, we kind of like around that time, like style and everything, stuff about that, we knew like, oh yeah, you nice at what you do, I'm nice at what I do, and he saw it in me. So when it comes to the music, we became like that. Like that's the homie now. Like I can call him, what's up, bro? Like it's so crazy. I just talked to him. I didn't even talk to him earlier, but I did something on Instagram from the first record that I actually did. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But it started off with like that, and as well is the Fresh Hippie movement when we was in.
Yeah.
So the Fresh Hippie thing, the Fresh Hippie thing. Basically, before we came to Akron, it was two rappers, Cam and Bo. They were the rappers, and me, Chris, Nick, Crystal. If I'm forgetting anybody, Nicole.
Shout out to that whole squad too. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about the original people before.
Okay.
It was extra. Other people started coming in. Like that was the original people that was in. They were the rappers, and basically we, you know what I'm saying, pushed music, promoting and stuff like that. And it didn't work out, but that taught me a lesson too, because it was situations to where personally me, I had ideas and things, and I was trying to put things in motion to make stuff go. But it was situations that I couldn't control, so I had to let my hands go. But it's still homies. It ain't no bad blood.
I mean, it'd be like that. Sometimes you grow apart. Sometimes new opportunities come up. Things like that.
Yeah, and that taught me to. Sometimes people not willing to go as hard as you are, so you got to find people that's trying to business-wise, that's trying to do that. And that's what that taught me, and that's how I do business with people now. Like, in order for me to do business, you got to go hard just like me. Or I got to see you willing to, you trying to get to there, so let's work together. And I got like your time, you know what I'm saying, like your music and stuff too. But that's definitely, that's how everything really started. And then honestly, I woke up one day and I got tired of complaining about the Cleveland music scene. That was 2 years ago. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do an album with all Cleveland artists, all Cleveland producers, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it the way I envision it. And how I envisioned it is what I got, honestly.
All right, man. We on the right path. Let's back up a little bit, because growing up, me and you only a few years apart, and we came up in houses with a lot of music going on.
Yeah.
Like from whatever we was watching, whatever we was doing, it was predominantly hip hop.
Yeah.
Now, in the music game right now, first of all, what's in your playlist and who influences you the most? I know it's gonna be a tough one for you, 'cause I know you got a lot.
Cause this is that's the thing. Cause it's like in my playlist right now, I can't even lie. Cause I'm listening to bars, and I'm listening to. You can't even say it's trap music. I call it. You can say it's trap music, but the stuff that they saying, I can relate to, or I know in a different situation for real. Because that's a private life and a secret life is beautiful. And the thing is, nowadays, people not just dying because they in the streets and stuff like that. People might have a perception that you got money and try to try it. And then next thing you know,
I look at it more like you got all the street smarts that you need, but you got that Fortune 500 mentality.
See.
Right.
I like how you. That's even better. I wasn't thinking.
I mean, we need a little bit of both.
Yeah,
we need a little bit of edge.
And that's the way that I live. So that got me to that. So.
All right. Well, you call yourself Te.Flourish because his name is Devontae, everybody, but obviously he has an affiliation with Flourish Sport, and that's how the rest of that name came together. So, how did this whole movement with Flourish Sport come about?
Okay, first off, shout out to Wayne. That's the homie. That's actually the founder. That's the owner of all of this.
Okay.
Like, that's the homie. And shout out to my dude Rico. He the one that designed mostly everything. And basically that came from it's been after looking on the history of my Instagram, it's been a journey. It was 4 or 5 years.
It's been a while,
maybe
man.
Before I even met them, because I met Rico 2010.
Yep.
And then I met Wayne 2012, 13. And at the time, they had a vintage group to where I ended up joining with them to where it was LS92. That's shout out to the homies. But we sold vintage clothes.
Okay.
Vintage polo, vintage, any vintage nice clothing at that time, which was very dope, and it was very fun because I would on my off days and extra money go thrifting. We had group messages. I send them pictures and be like, hey, is this piece, you know what I'm saying? What y'all think about this piece? No, grab it. No, leave that one. We looking for this, and that. Or look for this, and that. And we go out, boom, sell it. It was so much. It was so much fire stuff, man. It was so much fire stuff that, in the collection. It was so much.
Polos were real big. Probably what, 5 years ago? People still wear all that stuff now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it was
But I'm talking about rare stuff that you probably the hardest thing that I've seen item that we had. It was a polo tennis. It was a sweatsuit. It was all white. It was the white shorts, white jacket top. So clean, so cold. It was so cold. But I didn't even know that they made actually tennis clothes. And this was from, I wish I really knew what year. It was either 90 or maybe 91. And it was still mint condition. If you saw it,
still wrapped in plastic.
Not even wrapped. No, it wasn't even wrapped in the plastic, but mint condition, as in clean. For it to be that old, clean, still fresh.
Well, that was well stored away then. Yeah. No mothballs, no nothing.
Right.
You got fresh new clothes
because you know how hard it is to take care of the white, to keep white for that long.
Turns yellow and all that stuff, man. All right, well, you got the In My Mind EP dropping soon.
Yeah. And
you got 2 singles off of that. But the main lead single is what I want to get into, because you've been working on that for a while.
Yeah.
The Moment.
So it's actually an album.
Okay.
I'm calling it an album because I watch a lot of interviews and stuff. So shout out to Black Youngster. The way he said his album was that what he did with his album, he made love to it. His mixtapes, he would just, you know what I'm saying, how you do maybe your a girl you messing with but you ain't messing with, but you really like I really like. I took my time with it. I caressed it. I took it out on a date. I took it out to eat. I really took my time with this and got to know it. That's why I really call it an album. I put my whole my thought process was it took so long. Like, I've been working on this project for 2 years. Like
2 years.
2 years, like literally 2 years. Like, from
Wow.
organizing. When I first started, I had a whole different track list.
It's called grinding, y'all. It's not.
I had a whole different track list, and to scratch, not even that. We got to go from the beginning. I had a track list, but the way life works out, I couldn't do it. So I ended up dropping a single, and it's called Average. And that's what I'm getting to where I had put it on my Instagram. On Instagram, Te.Flourish, if you want to follow me. It's from my old video cap from my single I released 2 years ago called Average. And it featured Low Life Lane, Grady Cole, and Fly Tie, and it was produced by Freshie, and he did the hook on the record. And this was supposed to be the first single from my album. But how life worked out, I couldn't do it. So, I did this instead.
Alright.
And this is Make the Land Great Again. Make the Land Great Again. You can keep that for...
Alright. Thanks, man. Right here.
But, basically what it was a playlist of songs that was already made.
Okay.
Of songs that I just rocked with, and it was just different artists, and I made that, put it on SoundCloud, made it for free. I made hard copies, I had little flyers, I was giving them out, and basically it was for branding wise to let them know, like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, but this is something that I'm doing on the side as well.
Okay.
I get ready for the album since I couldn't actually do that. So I did that, and I didn't tell any of the artists that I was putting them on here, none of that. And the reaction that I got from it when I put it out, a lot of the artists, oh man, I appreciate it, man. It's just, I'm listening to this music. It's not that, oh yeah, I'm just picking songs. It's like, no. If I'm in the house or something, or I'm doing something, I'm listening to these songs. And mad love, and it's a couple people, it's a couple guys on here, honestly, that I've came, like friends, we became like friends, like we cool, like call, hey, what you about to do? I'm about to pull up, or you can come to the house, or what you, stuff like that. Like it didn't got, that was kind of like the foundation of everything.
And I look at in this field, especially, you need people like that.
Yeah.
Like for you to reach out to your peers and be like, yeah, man, I rock with what you're doing. I'm using my platform to help you. And that's what I try to do with this show. I'm 11 episodes in, and you know, I try to help, especially people from Cleveland, like, you know, just to help get their stuff out there. And what you're doing with this, that's exactly what we need.
And honestly, getting people for the album, that's all I did. A lot of people that I already knew, so it was kind of like, hey, yeah, I'm doing this. I want to do this record with you, and them. All right, that's cool. And most of them was Instagram. I listen to your music. I'm a fan. I got this project I'm working on. Blah, blah, blah. I just need a verse. I'm not asking for, you don't have to pay for nothing. I pay for studio time. I pay for beats. Even if this is how I treat it. If we got a studio session and you're an artist, I'm asking you, like, is it anything special that you need at the studio? Because you know why? If I book an artist from out of town, they're going to send me a list of stuff that they need for that studio. So why not treat the people that's in my city the same way we're going to treat somebody out of town? Right. So, and some people just be like, no,
we got to show love to our own people here.
Yeah, and they be like, no, I'm cool. Some people be like, yeah, it'd be simple stuff, but it's just me asking. But I always provided water because I drink water. Right. So it's like, why not have some water there? Like, I could get a case of water.
Yeah, you got to treat your own people from where you from just as good as you would treat them outside.
Yeah, and honestly, everybody appreciated that. Like, he was like, dang, like, and I explained to them why, and they was like, yeah, you right. Like, yeah, so I'm gonna treat y'all just like how I would treat somebody just out of there. And especially if I couldn't afford it, then I'll let you know, like, yeah, dang, I ain't really got that much. But it was always simple stuff, some candy, some shells.
And at the end of the day, man, it's the thought that count. If it don't work out, when you ain't got nothing to give away, man, you thought to be considerate enough to like, okay, we're working together, working in a team effort. Let me do a solid for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, now what was it like getting all these artists together? I know you've been doing this for a while, man. What was it like? You have to have so many different people to get on the same page for one. What was that like?
Not even getting on the same page. It was getting everybody. It was timely. Trying to get everybody in the studio at the same time.
Okay.
Because my thing is, how technology works. You can just, oh yeah, email everybody stuff. But it's like, I don't want it that way. I want y'all, because some people, didn't know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I want y'all to be in the studio together so the chemistry flows.
Right.
So the verses, it don't sound like you made your verse here and I made my verse out of town or somewhere else. You know, because maybe like the subject stays on top or the rhymes are close. Like, and that was the hardest part because everybody got personal lives. Everybody got jobs. Nobody, we ain't balling yet, but people got jobs that they got to do no matter if it's a 9 to 5 or you got a hustle where you do stuff at the studio or you braid hair or something like that, but you still got a job. That was the hardest part, but by the grace of God, mostly every track on here, everybody will know. Everybody wasn't in the studio together, but they got to meet. Mostly everybody got to meet.
And that's the thing, like when we see this with artists, like the mainstream, we see that nowadays anyway, where you can tell this person recorded this here, this person recorded that there, right? But the chemistry's not there. It could be a song, the beat could be hard and everything, mm-hmm. but you get to understand that they weren't face to face, they weren't in the studio at the same time, they couldn't vibe off of each other. Mm-hmm. But the way you had it set up for them to act, especially when they don't know each other, mm-hmm. hey, that's a mm-hmm. perfect idea.
Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is, that's how I got 3 of the beats off of the project. He produced the moment. Shout out to Deshaun.
Okay.
That's the homie. But what happened was, it's a track called On My Way, and it's featured Artizar, Nick Samps, and my homie Siggs. And it's produced by Honey Band Zan. Shout out to Zan. So Nick Samps, he called me. He was like, yeah, it's cool to bring my brother to the studio. I'm like, yeah, like, that's no problem. As long as you're not bringing 20 people up here,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just to stand here and listen to music, I ain't with that. Like, if you're going to be here, at least be doing something, or, you know what I'm saying, or working on something yourself. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, because most of the time it's either another producer or people, coming in, working on, helping out and stuff. So, his brother come, and he was like, yeah, I rap, right? I was like, all right. He was like, yeah, I rap and produce. And I was like, okay. And then, so he just told me to come over to his house. And Nick, I ended up used to work with Nick. He used to work at the Villa too.
Okay.
And I went to the house. And when I tell you, bro, he had like 175, like 200 beats on there. I listened to at least like 60 or 7 of them. And I picked 3. One was The Moment. One was Before the Coup with Kid Naru. Shout out to bruh. And I got another record. It's called See the Light. It's with LV. I got a solo record with LV, and he produced that. That's probably that might be my second favorite song. It was my first, but the other record.
Okay.
What we're gonna talk about later. That's really my favorite record off the
okay.
album. Like, that's really my favorite record off the album. But he ended up producing 3 songs off of the album. And it was just because of that interaction of me just like, yeah, come man, he telling me that. And it was like, dang, this dude really, like, he dope at what he do. And it was just like, I gotta do it. And he wasn't even a part of it, you know what I'm saying? It was just by the grace of God, him coming in and saying that, and me saying, yeah, and being the type of person that I am. Him coming in, me talking like that, and they're coming, and I get blessed just like that. And, not even blessed, we put together some beautiful music.
Riding through the city, who the hell is that? Roll it up, get the swisher pack, it's red and black. Looking for them.